Hello, hello, hello. My name is BSTARJAM. This is Artjam, and I am the Shoujo Beast. Today we're going to be inking one of my favorite pieces. That's right, Prissy Babbitt. It's one of my space brat slash, I don't know, adoptable things. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it's a perfect identification of what my style is. Very cutesy, very shoujo, very whatever. This is the final piece. Here it is. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit. Let's chit chat. Let's parlay. Let's hanashimasho. Marahapshida, whatever you prefer. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about who I am as an artist, what kind of art I do, all about me. It's the me show today. No, but seriously, it's my introduction video, and what a great way to start it off by doing a little inking vid. It's not the whole thing, but I do show a good considerable portion, and it's the hair portion, so most people love seeing people ink the hair. So as you're watching Prissy Babbitt on the screen, I'll talk to you about how I came into my art style and what kind of art style I like. So it's no secret, obviously I'm an anime artist, I'm a shoujo artist, and I'm not scared of that title. For some reason, over the years, that title has become a sort of stigma against artists, and they kind of are hesitant to call themselves that. I don't know where or why that started. I'm proud to call myself an anime artist and a staunch shoujo artist. But I love the beauty of it, and it's very unheard of to be a shoujo artist as an African American male within that space, within that niche. I mean, of course you see tons of like action shonen artists and things of that nature, but I particularly am drawn to the grandeur, the poetic nature, the beauty, and just the regalness of classic shoujo art and modern shoujo art. I'm gonna read off a list of different shoujo artists that I revere greatly and that have taught me. I call them my mentors, even though they don't know me from a can of paint. I call them my mentors because I have meticulously studied their art style. I've studied their effects, the way that they go about storytelling, and just the certain special secret that they put towards their personal style. So a few of my favorite artists are Keiko Takemiya, Hagio Moto, Chieko Hosokawa, Koya Seong, Kogadambo, Shin Ogino, Masami Obari. I know a lot of you know who that is. Takeshi Obata, of course, Yusuke Murata. Now, some of these are not staunch shoujo artists, but I've included them in there because to me, they've added a certain level of beauty to their art that emulates that tinge of shoujo kind of aesthetic. Noritaka Suzuki, Ken Akamatsu, I regard him as a shoujo artist in my opinion, even though he kind of skirts that line of just slice of life. Clamp, big heavy hitter. Naoko Takeuchi, big heavy hitter. Yumiko Igarashi from Candy Candy, Miyako Maki, Hideo Azuma, Machiko Satonaka, Yoshiko Nishitani. Osamu Tezuka surprisingly is and did have a couple of shoujo titles. Actually, he had quite a few prominent ones. Hiroshi Katsuyama, he's one of the first to do it, going back I think maybe 50s. Suzue Miyuchi, Waki Yamato. Let's see, who else? Going to my other list. Toru Nakayama. Now, I would think that he's more of a... I regard his art as shoujo-esque by the way that he draws, but some people could argue with that. Nah, I'm open to that. Toko Miyagi, or Momose Shina. Some of these people have kind of like names that they go by in the public sphere that they keep their personal name private. Tamayo Akiyama, who was a part of Clamp, and her art style is just completely bananas. Of course, how do you forget Arina Tanemura, Lee So-young, Atsuko Nakajima, Skasuko Tobuki, I think said him already. Shinichi Sakamoto, another heavy hitter. Let's see. I think so far on my list, that's pretty... Oh, Rui Araizumi and Mineko Okami, Kazusa Takashima. I'm reading off of a list from my book, and I'm just kind of like skirting through names. A lot of the names I have twice written. But yeah, so I find it beautiful the way that they do their art. I love my action shonen titles, of course, Who doesn't get enough of that action-packed fun where they're, bloody this and gore that? I mean, one of my favorite series is Hokuto no Ken, or, Fist of the North Star. But where I resonate most in my art is definitely shoujo art. And this piece right here, the Prissy Babbitt piece that I'm doing on the screen, is reminiscent of me studying Kogadanbo. And I don't know if anybody has heard of this niche artist. She's mostly an erotic artist, but I love her work. Her name is Rio Ramia, and if you look at her art, it's beautiful. And of course, a lot of internet artists that I just highly regard as just so skilled in their work. A lot of people know Shifu Sakurai, also known as Rose Besh, Barachan Art, Cosmic Spectrum. She's also on YouTube. Let's see who else. Mek Pandaki. If you know any of these people, please go look them up. Please send them some love. Give them a follow because they're amazing artists. So, getting back to what I was saying, it's not difficult, but it's difficult for any artist to get any kind of recognition. But I kind of feel like sometimes I'm on an island of my own because it's kind of off-putting when people see me and then they're like, okay, let me see your art, and I show them my art. They're thinking I'm going to show them this fist-punching, gnarling beast / big muscled-up superhero, fight scene. And then when I take my sketchbook out and I show them my sketches and all of my art, they're pleasantly surprised. I mean, greatly surprised. They're like, you draw like this? I'm like, yes, I draw like this. This is my favorite genre to draw in. I mean, I remember in high school going to Barnes and Nobles. I mean, any weeaboo or any kind of like anime fanatic or comic book fanatic could resonate with this or identify with this. Going to Barnes and Nobles and just sitting there for hours, clawing through all of the different titles that Tokyo Pop release or whatever press release, and just sitting there for hours on the floor, going through art, going through story, and really getting engulfed and enamored with all of those little bits and pieces. So as I drew and I found my art style, I mostly started to figure out that, okay, the space that I'm entering in isn't really populated with people that look like me, and that's okay because I'm not afraid to pioneer anything. However, finding people who kind of understand why I like it and who still kind of like respect me for it is a little challenging because I like to convene with everyone. I like to, talk to every kind of artist, but because I like to sit at the table with the shonen artists too. So when I'm sitting at the table with them and I show them my stuff, it may not be their thing, but I think sometimes I'm looking for that, oh yeah, that's great, but if it's not their kind of art style, then I'm pretty much like barking up the wrong tree, looking for kind of like a relatability factor that's just not going to be there. I mean, I've taken a break from Instagram. I'm going to reinstate it soon as I'm done with my doujinshi. A video on that soon too. But I've taken a break from Instagram to kind of like rekindle that spark for my own art and kind of not being influenced by other people. And there's a lot of stuff going on the internet right now that I just don't want to see right now. But yeah, when I reinstate it, I'm looking to reconnect with that diverse group of artists again. And I had a pretty strong, I didn't have many followers, but I had a pretty strong following, a core following that were pretty heavy hitters that I respect at least. And I can say that they've definitely taken a liking to my art style and they've definitely respected my craft. And that's all that matters to me. You're not going to get the recognition, and I know I shouldn't be looking for that anyway, but it's nice to know that people see you for your talent. And I don't think that's a bad thing. However, you may be pleasantly disappointed when you do encounter them and they don't give you the response that you're looking for. I've had that experience at an anime con in New York, meeting one of your idols, and it wasn't what it was cracked up to be. Not saying any names. But anyway, yeah, so I just really like drawing pretty things that shine and sparkle. And I really like being inspired by grandiosity. I think the more outrageous it is, the better for me, because then I can just take the wheel and just, you know, play off of that, and it greatly motivates my work. Like, it really motivates my work when I see someone do something off the Richter scale, like just totally outrageous, but it's beautiful, it's done precisely or not precisely. I've actually found that the beauty is in some of the incorrect nature of the art. Like, go and look up that artist I told you about earlier, Rio Ramia. Her art is not proportionate. It doesn't give you this strict atelier slash method of standard drawing, but I just love the absurdity and the pushed proportions and the eye socket. Like, everything about her art I just love. It's just really endearing. Also with Atsuko Nakajima, a lot of these artists break proportions and kind of bend the proportions, but you can see that they have a point of view. That's me in life. Like, if you have a point of view and I can see the talent there, I have no problem endorsing you, and I have no problem like kind of like connecting with your work. I tend to not really like industry standard stuff because while it may be really correct, I like a point of view to kind of like reach out and touch my senses, to kind of be like, oh, look, there's something interesting going on here. Let's take a deeper dive into it. And next thing you know, I'm like fanboying out, buying up all their books, buying up all their merchandise and stuff. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, back to me as an artist. What I'm looking to accomplish is to add my sort of touch to that niche within the manga industry. And as impossible as a lot of people will tell you online that it is, I don't see it that way. My contribution, I think, will greatly be received. I think it's possible. And I don't kind of fall in line with that negative viewpoint of, it's tough out here for a manga artist, it's tough out here for this. As long as you work on your craft, and as long as you put out what you want to put out, it's accomplishment for you. It's accomplishment for you in the first regard. In the second regard, if you're looking, I feel like if you're looking to get this worldwide success, I think success for me is mostly estimated in me finishing my work and me leaving a stamp in the shoujo art community. That's how I see it. And it doesn't need to be a big splash. It just needs to be contributed to it. Someone will find it, people will resonate with it, and I just want them to see that, oh yeah, this is an artist that contributed to this. Now, am I going to be the next Naoko Takeuchi? I'm not saying that. If I am, I ain't mad at it. But I think people like Naoko Takeuchi and Yumiko Igarashi and all the greats that I named earlier in the video, they inspire someone like me to then put out my version of that inspiration. You know, it's kind of like Batman inspiring Robin and all those things. That's the worst kind of analogy I can make, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. So I think for me, I want to finish my work, contribute it to society, and kind of like continue to flourish my style, but I kind of want to inspire someone else. That's it. I think that's where I'm going with this. Sorry guys, as I'm doing these voiceovers for this video, I'm kind of winging it here. But I think there's a rawness to winging voiceover videos that, and without heavy editing, that you get the true nature of the person. So I think I just stumbled onto something right there. What I'm looking to do is take that high level of motivation that those artists that I revere gave to me and inspire someone else to do really, really great work. You know, people use their mentors as, oh, this is the height or the epitome of what I think of as great art. Now, I would love for someone to think of me like that. However, if you do look at my art, just take it as, wow, I'm really motivated by what he's doing, and I want to contribute the same thing, which is the feeling that I got from all of my mentors that I named earlier. They contributed greatly to my happiness, and which is why I want to kind of like put my stamp on the industry too. However far I get, not mad at it. But yeah, so we're reaching a point where I've run out of things to say. But if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop down in the comments section. It's YouTube. I'm ready for it. Like I said, well, we won't go there. But it's YouTube. I understand what comes with YouTube. I understand if I may not meet the qualifications of an interesting YouTuber or this, that. It's not for everyone. I get it. But it's mine. I hope you enjoy my videos. I'm coming up with a lot more videos in the future. And hopefully I can be an inspiration for you. So, like I said before, my name is BSTARJAM. This was the first episode of Art Jam. And I dubbed myself the Shoujo Beast. Peace. Even though I said I was ready for YouTube, doesn't mean I'm ready for the ridiculousness. So, if you could just go easy on me, please. See you next vid.